Howdy, today's Sunday and I got a good load. Tomorrow, which is Monday morning, I gotta be 4.5 hours north of Toronto, and I'm picking up a big rock truck. You know, one of those big dump trucks that move stuff in a mine. They can look like this, or they can look like this, or if all that fails, they might look like this. It's a big load. I'm told it weighs about 72,000 pounds. So, but first thing I gotta do, I gotta move the stuff from my car to my truck. Did some shopping, so some stuff stays in the car, some stuff goes to the truck. Okay, I got my bag with my computer, and my camera, and maybe I'll take that tripod. I never use it with this new camera yet, but still thinking of doing some time lapses. All right, over here I can't leave home without it. My now favorite protein powder. That's for my power shakes. It's all vegan, so no dairy. So each scoop has 26 grams of protein and 5 grams of carbs, but then 4 grams of fiber, so you only have like 1.5 grams of effective carbs, so no sugar. Beautiful. And by the way, today's the end Sundays. Today's the end of week number 3 on my weight loss program, and I feel great. My belly is shrinking. I'm getting closer and closer to my ideal weight of 72 kilos. Not sure how much is that in pounds, just multiply by 2.2. So when I was 21 years old, I weighed 72 kilos. So now I'm 54, and I feel real happy that that goal to reach that weight is within my reach. So thanks to this 6-week cure program. And by the way, I do those shakes with this. Sorry, that's the French side. Taste is amazing. So this is non-dairy, gluten-free, soy-free, no sugar, unsweetened, only 30 calories, basically just 1 gram of carbs, and you know, tastes amazing. So I have 2 of those. Each is I think it's like 1 liter, no, 1.9 liters. So pretty much I have 2 of them, so that's like 1 gallon, and I just love these shakes, you know. You can do them with water, but with this they taste magnifico. As we say in Russia, отлично. Okay, then of course I need water. Okay, there's still something in this. Oh, and by the way, this stuff it can take normal temperature. You don't need any coolants or anything. And one more thing is that when I was doing this upgrade to the exhaust system, I noticed I got already on a 16-month-old truck, I got some, you know, rusty spots. So I'm gonna take care of them today before I leave. Because I bought rust reformer. It's a spray that transfers. No, wait, that's not it. Yeah, this one. It's a Tramclad, a rust reformer. You know, black. So you just spray this, and I'm gonna start driving, and I'll wait till my next stop. I'm gonna stop north of Toronto. I know there's this guy. gets looking better and better when he's clean. You know, I showed this truck in my previous vids, right? The Western Star with the reefer. Yeah, then I'll stop at my next stop. So by the time that thing is dry, and so the rust should be reformed, and then I'll use this. You know, and I love the black color, and that's why my next trailer is gonna be black, because black is much easier to fix than this gray or steel, because there's so many shades of that. But black, usually there's just one black, like here, right? It's black, and I don't worry about these flat gloss, you know, gloss black. I don't care, as long as it says black, I know it'll look good. By the way, I mentioned the exhaust. I had to disable the comments. You know, I just can't stand that many ignorant comments, and it looked like there were either kindergarteners posting or people over like 80 in the early stages of Alzheimer's, and I'm okay with that. I'll probably be at that stage one day too, but at least you should watch the video, right? In the video I showed the pictures of the exhaust that I emulated like copied. So those pictures were taken from a Mack truck parked next to me at the truck stop in the States when I was coming back from US with the previous load. There was a guy, and the rear of his truck looked like that, so I knew right away that he was my guy, that he was the guy with the, you don't see many of these trucks, but when you buy a Mack truck, okay, I'll try to use very short words and simple words for the kindergarten audience. So when you buy a big truck that has a Mack in the front, it's like letters Mack, and then it has that bulldog, so you know it's a Mack truck. The seller, that guy usually in a jacket with a necktie, he or she, usually it's a he because women don't sell trucks too often, so they give you a choice. The standard choice, the simple choice, is a single vertical pipe. If you want to pay extra, they will give you 2 vertical pipes. And if you want to save money and you want to save weight, you can get 1 pipe under the cab. Those are all legal, safe, secure choices approved by the vendor, by DOT, by MTO. So what I did, I got 2 pipes, right? And then I was not happy with them. I was unhappy. I was sad. And I wanted to make my truck more efficient and get maybe better fuel economy. Sorry for using the word economy, it's 3 syllables, but, and maybe more power. Everybody can appreciate that, right? And so why not do that when it's all legal and it's all compliant with all the rules, and it's my own money, and it's my own Mack truck. And so the pictures I took were of the legal Mack truck, and I showed those pictures to the professional licensed exhaust shop, and they created the same system which I saw on the Mack legal truck. So nothing was touched in the emissions department. So no rules were broken. So people with no imagination and under and over a certain age, take a pill. Okay. By the way, after we do this, the next step, I'll show you guys the procedure. I showed it before, but I know there's always people that want to see the technical aspects. So I'll just show how I connect to the trailer, right? Because I had to, you know, I didn't drag my trailer for this exhaust job. We're at my friend's place, and you'll see why it's different, like why it's different to hook up to this trailer compared to, let's say, a regular flatbed. Oh yeah, I got a couple more items. My phone, the coffee mug. Now I have this cool Pilot coffee mug, and got it as part of a promotion. And I need my kettlebell. guess that's it. I will leave the rest over here. And I'm not going far. I'm just going to with this truck. It's only going to be like 900 miles. So 240 miles to the shipper, and then about 650 to New Jersey. I understand that the truck, that rock truck, goes to a port or something. So all we can do now is, before I hook up, well, I have a good easy access to these rusted parts. We can just see how this works. Okay, which way is the wind blowing? I don't want to get covered in this. It's amazing how much rust is in a relatively new truck. Okay, actually, you know what? I think this stuff is already dry, that rust reformer, so I might as well do the actual painting with the rust paint now that my trailer is still disconnected. Otherwise it'll be difficult to get to these parts of the frame. Beautiful, as good as new. Okay, there's one more thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. Something that has been occupying me for a couple of days now is no start problem. It's like this problem seems to be chasing me. I had that on the International. Basically, I even searched on Google, and there is lots of inquiries from people like that. I turn the key and nothing happens. If you type that into Google, or like truck column, I turn the key and nothing happens. There's a bunch of answers and videos, and I had the same thing on my International, right? So I turn the key, nothing happens, everything dead. I turn it back, start again, it starts. And like only once it didn't start on the second attempt, and I was sitting like for 3 hours, and people told me I needed a new starter, and then I turned the key and it started. And on that truck I tried everything. I tried the battery, all the contacts, all the ground points. I changed the wiring. I think I even changed the battery. I changed the starter, I changed the solenoid. On the International was on the right, near on the passenger side, at the top of the engine. And then some guy suggested the key thing was bad, right? So I replaced the ignition, and I started carrying two keys as an idiot, because one was for the doors, one was for the ignition, and that thing probably like became rare, but maybe only 50%. Like, instead of happening, let's say, twice a week, it started happening once a week, but it was still happening. Now this Mac, for some reason, I was really surprised when I got it. I think like second month it started happening, maybe like once in 2 weeks, one in 3 weeks. Now it's happening yesterday, I think, or the day before. It happened twice in one day. So you turn the key, nothing happens. You turn it back, try again, it starts. So I think I read online there's a sensor, there's like really a sensor in the ignition that supplies some weak voltage back to the computer, and sometimes something happens, like some kind of a desynchronization in there, and but it's one of those things that pretty much impossible to fix, because each time, I think I went to the shop with this. You go to a shop and they say, okay, what's the problem? So I tell them the problem. Okay, show us. Of course, you try to show them and nothing happens. Everything starts, you know, like clockwork. So now before I leave, I just want to maybe open the battery and check the connections. But first, since I already painted everything, let me just hook up to the trailer, which is really easy, right? I still need to start my my super powerful Honda. Just let it warm up a little bit. Maybe put it a bit down. I see this one is up now because I'm using the strap. That's it. The trailer is hooked up. Yep, everything looks good. Somebody was asking me how come I don't run the engine when the trailer is connected, why is it not going down? It's because of this. Because when I'm running on the road, the trailer sits on these, it's not using the Honda. That's why you have these big lever, right? And that's your ride height. That's how you adjust the ride height of the trailer, like this. The first one is the lowest setting. So I just need to raise the trailer till it goes past that sharp point. You see? And now I can lower it and just adjust a little bit the position of that thing, right? With this lever here. And this is it. Now I no longer need the Honda because that's what supports the trailer. The gooseneck cannot go any further down, because that would be against the laws of physics. So now I can shut it off. Cut off the supply, and that's it. Now all I gotta do is connect my connect the hoses, the airline hose and the electric hose. In order to confuse people, they use different colors for the hoses. But green usually means electric, so this supplies juice to my lights. Right, and now we have the blue one. So this is gonna match with a blue glad hand. So that's my service brakes. Without this, I would not have any brakes on the trailer, like when I push the brake pedal. And last but not least, the red hose connects to the red glad hand, and that's my parking brake. So without this, I won't be able to move the trailer, because right now there's no air in the brake chambers. So spring brakes. So now spring brakes are holding my trailer, and that's also acts as an emergency brake. You know, when you lose all the pressure in your system, the air goes through this, and automatically, basically, they deploy like a 25 miles per hour, and all your wheels lock. And now I just need to open this thing over here. I push this, and so the air goes into the trailer through that red hose, and now I no longer have brakes applied, the parking brakes applied on the trailer, and now I can leave as long as because now it's going to take some pressure out of my system, right? So now when I start the engine, I'll have to wait a little bit before I have all the air back in the system, because like 50% of the air went to the trailer now. By the way, let's see. I'm gonna turn the key. You see now it's beeping, meaning that it's low air pressure, because I lost air. It went to the trailer, and in order to rebuild that, all I gotta do is just shut up. See, at least now after 16 months, my Mac listens to verbal commands, which is a big tribute to I think Mac engineers, or probably somebody in the hacking department. So okay, all I gotta do now is do my paperwork, like my logbook, and program my destination in the super powerful TomTom with a 17-month-old map. And I mentioned this before, like I have free updates on my TomTom. I can go online, but that file is like 3 gigabytes, and I don't have access to such fast internet, so I never download them. I just usually, when it bugs me too much with all these reminders, I just throw this out and I buy a new one. Well, somebody else is working on weekends. Alright, so let me finish this and get going, because it is 4.5 hours from here north. But luckily I'll be going north, whereas on Sunday usually there's old people are coming back from cottages. So the highway will be really bad going south towards Toronto, but I'm going in the opposite direction, so that'll be good. But I want to reach that place probably around 6 or 7. Because sometimes it can be busy. It's only 1 or 2 truck stops in that area. truck actually started okay this time, but I do want to check this battery, see if there's anything really loose in there, which usually doesn't happen, but you never know. Okay, I don't remember where this guy parked. I think I need to go move my car. Because I'm not in my spot. My spot is this one, where my truck used to be. Well, bye-bye Mazda. I'll see you in a little bit, maybe in a week. Be good. I hope this guy's not gonna hit me. Look at that. This guy is good. Okay, where were we before we were so rudely interrupted? I remember that I have some metric wrenches. Like these are my newer ones. And I think these are also a combination of metric. But then I have these. Huh, too large. Too large. What the? Oh, here we go. Perfect. That one, what is this? 14. I think that's millimeters, right? They don't look too bad, but I do see corrosion, and maybe it's just some white stuff on them. I mean, paste. It's always a good idea to do this. But yeah, definitely over there, look, I see corrosion. It's pretty tight. But I'm definitely going to do something about these. I see corrosion in there, mostly in here. Yeah, so this is a good wrench. I gotta remember it. 14. The beginning of World War I. 1914. I have a feeling I'm gonna use them again. I can clean it up myself. I did something like this on my International, but I remember I didn't do anything. but everybody was saying, oh geez, clean your battery. You know, you just use some nuclear fuel or some, you know, high energy poison and you should be fine. Just, you know, wear some SERGEI plastic gloves. All right. Okay. Now it's funny how in Mac, see, the battery cover serves as the step, which I think the idea is that, you know, if you miss the step and you fall to the ground, that kind of like part of your pre-trip inspection, because then you know that something is wrong with your battery. All right, so this is it. The car is parked, the truck is all hooked, everything checked, everything is painted. My destination is programmed, and actually the first stop is, because I'm going north, I know over there fuel is going to be expensive. I'm gonna stop at the Pilot Flying J in Mississauga, get some fuel. Price of diesel today at Pilot in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, basically $1.08 per liter. $1.08, so that's roughly $3.80 per US gallon. After my sales tax is taken out, because I get it back, it's probably $3.50 Canadian. And then you divide by 1.3 to get US, so which is that? Like probably 275, 280. Okay, I got 345 liters of diesel. That's the price in Canadian dollars, 372. But like I mentioned, I'm gonna get the 13% sales tax back. I wanted to show you guys something interesting. I'm still at the Flying J. It took me like forever to get here, and here's why. So here's Cambridge, here's 401, our major freeway, goes from west to east, right? Here's 410, another major freeway, and here's 427. There's the airport here, Pearson International Airport, and then further down there's 400, which is actually I'm supposed to take to go north towards Barrie, and then further to, that's where my loading is 4.5 hours over there. But I needed to get from 401, there's a road here called Dixie, right? Dixie, and here's Britannia. I'm gonna teach you some local geography yet. So now we know Dixie goes south to north, Britannia, and I drive like this, and there's collectors in here, and I'm intending to go like this, then over the bridge, and then turn. The Flying J Pilot is here on Britannia, just west of Dixie, right? And I'll go like this, and I'm approaching this, and it says the ramp to Dixie is closed. What? Right? And this is 427, and over here we have like another, I think it's what it's called, I forgot what it's called, but basically you can turn around here. And I'm thinking, there's no fuel for me, there's only Esso, Husky, and Petropass in there. My card only works at Irving and Pilot Flying J. It used to work at TA, now it doesn't even work at TA anymore, and there's no TAs here anyway. So I need to fuel, so I cannot do this, so I go here. I go across 401 and I start driving back, trying to catch the ramp to Dixie North. Guess what? the ramp is closed. So this is already like 10 kilometers, like 6 miles, even though this was the next exit. So I have no choice but to go north on 410. And actually I'm following my GPS, because once I missed my turn, it was rerouting me, right? It keeps rerouting me. It could see I missed Dixie, so it sends me like this. And then I went on, there's like Courtney Park in here, and then I went south on Tompkin, and I came from this way. Can you believe this? That's how you can get, because of this everything here, there's construction. Old Dixie. And I asked guys here, I says, how do I get to 400 or like even to 401? Everybody says you have to go back to 410, like there's nothing in here. And Britannia ends here, like you cannot even go over because there's an airport here. Unbelievable. It's been a while since I've been here, and that's what happens. And you see that van over there? Those are one of those guys that keep driving around. Hey buddy, we got a TV here, just fell off the truck. You know, only 500 bucks. You want it? Yeah, see, and they're like, hey buddy, come on, you know, we have some gold for you, we have some stereos. Sorry, some wires have been cut off, but it's nothing. The radio itself works, you know. Alright, so how do I get out here? See, it sends me to yeah, that's 401 over there. This is Dixie, I'm over here. So my GPS of course sends me south on Dixie, but there's no entrance in. By the way, here's a typical Ontario flatbed. Check out the spacing between the axles. I guarantee you that's 7 feet, 72 inches, because that spacing in Ontario gives you the maximum legal weight. You will very rarely see here 54 inch like traditional American spacing. You're not gonna see here. Here's an interesting maneuver. What is this guy doing? This guy is backing into a fuel pump. Hey, what's he trying to do? What are they selling? Something. Some kind of Dixie Road closed. 401 via D12. And I don't know how the stupid GPS brought me back to Dixie after I did like a circle, but south of 401, and over there on that side I see the sign, it says 401 East, and the ramp is just over there like 300 meters. So now I'm south of 401. But the road is blocked, of course, and I knew this. Like it was sending me on 410 and then 403, but somehow at the last possible moment I didn't notice it changed, and it's sending me this way now. So now what is this? This is Airwood Drive. I know I can find something, so I have to drive towards the airport like that way, but I see all the traffic is coming from here, from Dixie. You can probably catch 401, like, but anyway, you have to go that way. Yeah, see, everything is blocked here. But I know these roads a little bit. Oh, wait a second. What I just said about me knowing the roads I take back. This used to be a through road. I kid you not. If you go this way, you could have gotten to Etobicoke, like the other suburb. Okay. So now we know why all the traffic was coming from that side. And this area, you know, when I was a tow truck driver, I often would sit here Like there's Kelsey's, and also there's Tim Hortons over there, and there's like this big parking area. And here's a Kenworth dealer, and there's a Honda, there's Montana's restaurant in there. You know, there's a couple of restaurants here, but of course they're expensive. Back then I couldn't afford them, so I would just sit here in my 5-ton truck waiting for dispatch to call me, you know, like, hey, go tow a car or something, because 401 is right here, right? So that's the major freeway. Maybe I can ask this guy to move his car, you know, just go get him some coffee or something and just quickly move these pylons, because the 401 is right there. But of course that's not gonna happen, because over there I think everything, like the pavement is I never knew I would be so happy to see Freeway 401 after a huge detour and many short streets near the airport. I managed to get out, as they say in Russia, оперативный простор. Hello, I'm back. And this is it, Highway 400 northbound. And now I have to do the Sandra Bullock for 358 kilometers. So if I don't stop, I'll be in Sudbury 20 minutes past 8. But I know it gets dark around 9, and there's lots of animals over there, you know, like moose and deer. I don't like driving there after dark, so I should make it before 9. That's the plan. Well, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video of loading that rock truck.